Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Milton with another video. Today we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and the new hiring of head coach Doug Pederson. Here with me again is my roommate Cortez Brown. Cortez, says hi to the people.
What's up, what's up?
Alright Cortez, just recently the Philadelphia Eagles just hired their new head coach Doug Pederson. He was an assistant with Andy Reid at the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. He was an assistant with Andy Reid when he was the Philadelphia Eagles. He was a position coach. Then became a coordinator. He used to play for the Eagles back in the late 90s.
99.
And he started quarterback in 98 or 99. So he's back in his element. How do you feel about this hire?
I think it's an interesting hire because when you look at Doug Pederson and what the Eagles are really trying to go after, you really see a lot of Andy Reid. As you mentioned, he played for Andy for a season. He worked under Andy, all that stuff. Now he's a coordinator under Andy before he got the Eagles job. I think it's a safe hire. Let me say that. I think it's a safe hire. The Eagles really don't want to take no chances. We missed out on a couple big names, actually. Even Tom Coughlin included. He didn't even want the job with the Eagles.
Yeah, but I was actually okay with that. I didn't really want an old head Tom Coughlin in there. I'm not trying to hate on Tom Coughlin. It's just the fact that I want some new blood in there, and I feel like the NFL likes to, retread their coaches.
You're right.
And like I said, so leagues like that. If you have a friend, if you know somebody, you're going to get in the job. So I understand that. But in Tom Coughlin's case, I felt his time was done. He needs to just go off and work in the front office.
Yeah.
His time as head coach, I think, is over.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Tom Coughlin would have been the best hire and stuff like that. Yeah. But, for us being the Eagles, and a lot of people may clown us and whatnot, but we're a pretty good franchise. One of the most stable franchises, of recent memory and stuff like that. And, again, we missed out on, like I said, I know we tried to go to John Gruden. He said no.
Well, he's not going to leave the booth. He's making all that money.
That's very true. But, you had a lot of, top-name coaches who really didn't want to come to Philly.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of, because the fans are tough, man. We're tough fans, so please. We want to win right now.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. And like I said, I think Doug, I was watching this press conference, and he had a lot of, cachet, and he looks like he looks the part as the head coach.
He does.
He's suave. He's got the hair. He's got the look. He's smart. He wouldn't be here if he wasn't, qualified to do so. But I don't know. I still feel like, we could have gone in a different direction.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'll be the first one to kiss his ass when we win games.
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep it real because, I'm all about my squad. I'm all about our coach when we got him. I was saying with Chip Kelly. Mm-hmm. At first, loved him. I thought it was different. He came in, and let's give credit to Chip Kelly. He, even though he failed towards the end of his time, he brought a lot to the NFL.
I think a lot of people, the misconception about Chip Kelly is like, oh, he wasn't a winner. But if you really think about it, he won 26 games over 3 years. His last year didn't go so high.
You want to talk about winning games and the franchise is doing bad? Look at Cleveland. We could be Cleveland.
Oh, my gosh. Exactly.
Cleveland gets a new head coach, a new GM every other year. Yeah. And they still don't got a quarterback. It's been like 22 years since they had a quarterback.
That's why there's some fans out there who don't really, who aren't really grateful. Again, do I think Chip Kelly made some bad decisions? Yes, he did.
Yep.
But overall, he brought some good stuff to the Eagles, like the sports science program, which Doug Pederson said he was keeping. Yep. That's something that was innovative to the NFL. He put players on a strict sleeping schedule, had them eating and drinking certain ways, all that stuff. So that, and honestly, a lot of those guys will even tell you now, did that suck? But they were in better shape than they've ever been. So, like I said, I'm excited about the Doug Pederson hire. My only worry is that if you notice when he was in Kansas City the last several years, he wasn't really calling the offense. It was Andy Reid calling the offense.
And I thought he was calling offensive plays, and he actually said in his press conference towards the second half of this past season with the Pittsburgh Steelers game, he started calling the games. And even with the game they just had against the New England, the playoff game, he said he called the second half of that game. Because one of the reporters was like, so how do you feel about that last drive, or what happened with that last drive? And he's like, well, and this is where I'm kind of skeptical, because he said, we don't want to give a great quarterback like Tom Brady enough time. We knew we were going to score. We don't want to give him enough time. I'm sorry. You're playing the Patriots at home. It's a playoff game. You got to score as quickly as possible. Hey, it's not like your defense ain't good. Your Kansas City defense is top 5. So they could have easily scored, Stop Tom Brady, got the ball back with 1 or 2 minutes left. They could have done it, my opinion.
And if you think about it,
that's where I'm nervous about him.
I agree.
Same old time management thing.
Yeah, I was about to say Andy Reid. I remember in the Super Bowl against New England, we had the same issue. That last drive we were having, we're taking our time going down the field, and we're all like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, you know, and it's just, that's what worries me. You know, like I said, don't get me wrong. Andy Reid had a great 14-year run in Philadelphia, a great 14-year run. And if Doug Pederson can do that, great success. That's what's, you know what I'm saying. But that, like I said, that does worry me about it, man.
It worries me. Like I said, look, I trust Jeffrey Lurie. I always will, always have been. I think he's a hell of an owner. And Jeffrey's not the owner just to like make changes. Like he'll take his time. And he gave Chip Kelly 3 years. I mean, could we have let him get with a fourth? I'd have been cool with the fourth year. But you know what? He felt he had to do what he had to do right by the players.
Exactly.
And by the city of Philadelphia and by the fans of Philadelphia. So you know what, Jeffrey? You still got my support. Keep doing what you're doing, all right? Now let's move on to the assistant coaches that he hired. The two main positions. Defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. We'll start with the offense. Frank Reich. Frank Reich, for those who don't know, was the San Diego Chargers offensive coordinator just recently with Phillip Rivers. He was a backup quarterback to Phil Simms with the New York Giants back in the 80s and 90s. Actually took the Giants to a Super Bowl.
Yes.
And I believe, did he win that Super Bowl?
I don't think they win that?
I'm sorry. He was a backup. He was a backup to Jim Kelly with the Bills.
There you go.
That's what it was. I'm sorry. That's what it was. Yeah. And I think, and they lost. You know, they were very good. I mean, they were good, but they lost those 4 Super Bowls. But what do you think about Frank Reich as an offensive coordinator?
You know, Frank Reich is actually an interesting hire. You know, a lot of people look at this year and see how San Diego struggled. But if you look in the years prior to this one, San Diego had one of the better offenses in the NFL. You know, he likes, if you think about it, the West Coast offense is all about managing the game.
Getting the ball out of your hands quick.
Getting the ball out of your hands quick, taking a couple deep shots and whatnot. And Phillip Rivers really, the offense he ran in San Diego was perfect.
Oh, and let's keep real. Phillip Rivers is an elite quarterback.
Oh, yeah, very elite quarterback.
He's an elite quarterback, so let's not get that twisted.
Oh, yeah.
But even though San Diego didn't do well this year as a team, their offense still put up numbers.
Yeah, their offense still put up numbers. And you know, this goes to Sam Bradford if we do keep him. This would be the perfect system for him because one of the strengths of Sam Bradford, people don't realize, was his accuracy and getting the ball out quickly. So if Frank Reich can do that with Sam Bradford, if he stays in Philly, again, that's a big if. If he stays in Philly, then that would be a huge upgrade for us. But I think Frank Reich is a very good hire for Doug Pederson to be our offensive coordinator.
I agree with you. I think Sam Bradford can be a good quarterback with the system. I know they talked about in the press conference with Doug Pederson. He said how Sam's got a lot of tools that he can use. You know, this offense will be perfect for him. Now, they won't run a traditional West Coast offense. They're going to make it's going to be a West Coast hybrid, kind of like what they ran in Kansas City. But Alex Smith was a more mobile quarterback than Sam Bradford. So, but yes, I'm cool with the move. I know Pederson said he's still going to call plays. I think Frank Reich's going to be like, you know, having some play calling opportunities here or there. That's probably how the game goes. Defense. Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz used to be the head coach for the Detroit Lions. What do you think about that?
Jim Schwartz, by far, to me, is the best hire on this staff.
Better than Billy Davis.
Better, way better.
That motherfucker was straight trash.
I thought when we hired him, I was like, what are we doing? But Jim Schwartz is me.
That's just like how we hired Juan Castillo.
Oh my gosh! You go whole line goes to defensive coordinator. What?
But y'all know that's true.
That's the truth. That's the truth. But Jim Schwartz is the best hire of this Doug Pederson staff. You know, I remember when he was in Tennessee's defensive coordinator, you were talking about dominating defenses. This man knows how to coordinate a defense. I think one of the things that's really going to help Philly, though, on defense is we're going back to a 4-3 style defense. If you look at our successful years when we were always competing for the NFC title and all that stuff, we ran a 4-3 defense. Attacking style defense, you know, and also the one thing I like about him is he already said, I'm not going to make the players do something that they can't do. Like with Billy Davis, we played a lot of man-on-man coverage, and that wasn't a strength of ours. You know, we would have got Byron Maxwell and all that stuff, but remember, Byron Maxwell didn't play in a man-to-man system in Seattle.
Let's keep it real. People forget that.
Exactly. So now, if Jim Schwartz can bring what he brought to Tennessee and even the Detroit Lions defense for a while.
And it wasn't Detroit wasn't a bad defense.
Oh my gosh, the offense wasn't too good.
Let's keep it real, people. Jim Schwartz wasn't a bad head coach. I mean, he took them to the playoffs. Now, did he win a title? No. But he actually made that franchise
relevant again. Yeah. So if he can bring that same intensity to our defense and put players like Byron Maxwell and the other cornerback,
Nolan
Carroll.
And we got that. Oh, he'll be in second year. Eric
Rowe, and Mike Jenkins. If you can put those guys in better, better positions, that suits them better and stuff, I can guarantee you we have the talent. Man. Our front seven is one of the best.
Yep.
Fletcher Cox, Vinny Curry, all those guys.
Our linebacker core.
Is deep as hell.
We're deep as hell. So I mean, all right. So with that said, do you think Doug Pederson will use DeMarco Murray rate when it comes to like how he used last year with Chip Kelly? Now, because that was the biggest complaint when it comes to Chip Kelly, how he used his players, especially DeMarco Murray. He was a leading rusher the year before with like 1,800 yards with Dallas. He's a downhill runner.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
I think with Pederson, I think we will go back to the more, one cut downhill running style scheme that he did in Kansas City. If you look at a guy like Jamal Charles, who honestly would have fit better in a Chip Kelly style system because he's quicker laterally. He's quicker, but they ran a power downhill coming at you type running scheme. I think.
Because you got Charkandrick West who was there. They got Niles Davis who was there. And Jamal Charles. Yeah. And Jamal Charles is the smallest back out of those three.
Exactly.
And they was able to do what they do with that. And DeMarco's better than 2 out of those 3 running backs.
Exactly. I think if we get DeMarco running downhill, and he proved that in the last game of the season. Look, this man's still very good. Still a beast. And also, when you think about it, he honestly fits Ryan Matthews as well. Ryan Matthews is a very physical runner. And Darren Sproles is going to be that quick hitter, Jamal Charles type player. But you got 2 beastly powerful running backs that can get, if they get going downhill and we can get our power run game going, it's going to be tough to stop. The offense, honestly, a lot of people look at our offense and say, it was horrible last year. It wasn't that bad. Our running game was atrocious because we put running backs who shouldn't have been in this spread style. DeMarco was a spread running back in college.
Yeah.
Where we're talking about how he's been out of college for now 5 years.
Shit, longer than that.
So that just wasn't smart. But I think Doug Pederson will bring that power run game back to us, and that's really going to utilize all 3 of our running backs.
Yeah, for real. So, look, like I said, I'm excited.
Yep.
I still have my trepidations about it. Oh, yeah. I'm still a little nervous, but though, that's always, you're always going to have those feelings. You got a new head coach coming in. They're going to make some changes. I like the hires of his assistants. Yes. I think Frank Reich and Jim Schwartz are good for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yep. We're getting back to the foundation of what we are. Playing strong defense, having a strong front seven, having a strong offensive line. We get that offensive line fixed.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going to be all right. I think Sam Bradford's not a bad quarterback. He's a game-managing quarterback. Yes. Then that's not a bad thing. Because look at Alex Smith. People call him a game manager, but Alex Smith is better than Sam Bradford. Let's keep it real. But if we get that type of quarterback that's not going to turn the ball over, it's going to get into his playmakers and let them make plays. Because we got, Aguilar, we got Matthews, you know what I'm saying? We get those guys into space, we can make plays. We can score points.
The tight end, Zach Ertz. The one thing about the Doug Pederson hire, I think people, aren't counting this into the factor is that Doug Pederson knows Philly. He knows what it takes. He knows the pressure. And a lot of guys who come to Philly, like Chip Kelly, don't understand the fans. Yep. Andy Reid was very involved with the Philadelphia community and all this stuff. Chip Kelly wasn't. Doug Pederson understands what the fans are all about. He knows, look, we got to produce a winning product now. If you watch Chip Kelly throughout his tenure, he would blow it off a lot. He's like, it takes time, yada, yada, yada. That's not what Philly fans want to hear.
Yeah. I mean, let's keep it real. We can be very rational as fans.
Yeah.
We got to be, and Philadelphia, if you guys are listening to this, you're watching this, let's just take our time. Take a step back and let it happen. It's not going to happen overnight. We got to at least give this a chance, And let's hold them accountable, too. Let's keep it real.
Exactly.
So, I'm again, like I said, I'm cool with it. I'm a little nervous, but like I said, I'm cool with it. When the season happens next September, I'll be there to watch games. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully things work out for us, and I'm looking forward to to get back to winning the NFC East.
I'm ready, man. We can. The NFC East, honestly, is very winnable. There's the only team that I feel when they're completely healthy is a serious threat is Dallas Cowboys. The Redskins fell into luck this year.
Washington, y'all got y'all gonna miss the playoffs in the next 4 years like you always do. And you're gonna make it again because you guys are trash. I'm not scared of Eli. Get out of here with that. So, all right, Philly. All right, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Like I always say, Please comment. Please like. Please subscribe. I want to thank my boy Cortez Brown for sitting in with us on this video. All right. Have a good New Year's. Peace.
Stand up! Stand up!